Starting. Okay, so me and Shelly will be typing you this Mongolian mindset. We'll just be asking you questions. You respond to them however you feel. You don't have to go in any things like trauma or things like that. It is recorded, and Thomas will be reviewing it to make sure that all three of us agree on what your type is, because we don't want to just give you a type or something. People try, believe it or not, they tend to have identity crisis or whatnot sometimes if they get the wrong type or whatnot, because they'll just try to behave like that type. But so we don't want to just do that. But we'll ask you questions, and you feel free to do whatever you feel is necessary. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Linda Barrens. I love to write and act. I love the personalities. Ever since I started learning about it, I just got like really into it and devouring it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why I didn't like look into like Facebook personality groups. For some reason, I didn't think of it. And then I saw your YouTube video, and then I heard about your group, and so I joined.
Oh, wonderful. You gotta be careful with the Facebook group, because you got to make sure that you're getting the right information. And a lot of the groups, they will plague your mind with a lot of bad information. You can ask Shelly about that, because you got to make sure like you follow like the right people. I recommend like the Linda Barrens, the Dario Nardis, um, those type of guys. Pick up their material, and you'll do pretty good. Like, but if you like start doing like the Gen Pop stuff, and then what some meme says, and then like what Joe Schmo says, you'll be all over the place, and you'll never really figure it out. So that's just what I recommend for the best course of action if you're trying to become really good at MBTI material. Just Dario Nardi, he has this book here, the Magic Diamond. So like an easy walkthrough. What Dario does is he teaches it as though you're like a 7-year-old, so it's really easy to digest. So I would highly recommend this book in itself. But yeah, so what about personality are you interested in?
Um, just everything. uh, I used to think I was like two personalities, and then I started learning the cognitive functions,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped me realize like, okay, I really am not two personalities,
Mm-hmm.
and it helped me realize like one cognitive function that I'm pretty sure I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I saw your video, and I realized that I got a little bit deeper,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you see yourself in 10 years?
Where do I see myself in 10 years? A finished published writer. And I hope to finish one of my scripts and turn it into a feature film. I want to first turn it into a play and
Mm-hmm.
then build myself up from there.
Okay. Wow. Wow. What about play sticks out to you?
Say that again?
What about the play and building it up sticks out to you?
Sticks out of me?
Like what like brought you to want to do plays, writing?
Oh, writing, I've always like as a kid, I always loved daydreaming and when I saw one of my friends writing a story, I was like, wow, that sounds like something that I would like to do. And so I started doing it. And I just love creating stories in my head. And the writing part, though, is not my favorite part. I enjoy the actual creating the stories, but that's the hard work, especially the plot holes. I don't like the plot holes. And as far as acting, I saw someone in my church who acted, and I was like, oh, that looks so fun, but I can't because I'm shy. and and which isn't true. I slowly, with a friend, we made like little home videos, and then I went to theater, and now I'm doing more professional short films with my friends. And I realized that I can't count on my friends to just do films. So I was like, maybe I need to get a little more serious about this. So I joined Backstage and I joined Facebook groups for Christian casting and acting groups. And I am doing a feature film right now that's remote. So that's new. And I just finished a remote music video. So yeah.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
So what would you recommend for somebody trying to get into what you're doing?
Start small and just test it out. I wouldn't recommend like spending money until it's something you know you want to do. First, see if it's something you're passionate about. Local theater is a good way to start. Ride in. You'll know if it's something for you. It takes a lot of work, so you just learn by doing it.
You learn by doing it. Okay. If you wasn't doing that particular thing, what would you want to do?
Oh, when I can't imagine myself doing anything else. I have to like the way I like to, if I'm not expressing myself creatively, I feel like I'm not productive. So, I don't know, singing maybe.
When
You
did you
said you had a hard time performing in front of people. What causes that, do you think? Or you did have?
Why didn't I like to perform in front of people?
Yeah.
Shyness.
Is there anything else? Like, were you worried about anything or just?
No, I was just shy. I was like, no, I can't. Just shyness. But once I got up there and slowly built myself up, it's like the audience isn't even there, and I just like get into the character. So.
What's your motivation behind wanting to write? Do you have any like inspiration for wanting to do that, or?
I do want to get my how do I say this? Like I want to give a piece of myself to the world and help people in a way, and I feel like this is one way to do it, and just make them laugh, make them, I don't know how to explain this, just help them with the pain that whatever they may be going through, bring out the themes in that. And
Okay. How do you feel about people that lie or dishonest?
oh
Do you think that everybody is deceptive in any sort of way, or like case by case?
usually I don't see them as liars, but I don't know, I read I've been seeing a few things just from podcasts and seeing that we're actually humans, we're a little bit more deceptive than we want to admit because there's a way we want to protect ourselves. So
if you could have 3 wishes, what would you wish for and why?
one is to finish my film and to be a writer. The other make some kind of impact in the world. And yeah, why? It's what I love to do, and I can't imagine myself not. I feel like just a blot in space if I didn't have something to bring to help people.
Okay. What do you think is what is 3 words someone would say about you?
Humorous, humorous, ambitious, I would say, maybe determined, shy.
Okay. How do you? What is one thing you go to jail for?
What is one thing
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what does that mean?
Like,
If
what's
you ever went to jail, what would it be for?
like Shelly might go to jail for drinking and driving.
Man,
That's what you.
really never happened.
Man,
Zero.
I don't like to break the rules. That's one thing I'm afraid of. I guess something I don't even know that I'd be doing. There's so many laws out there, it's hard to even know. But yeah, I don't know.
So you don't like to break rules at all?
I don't I don't want trouble. That's one thing. Like some things I don't agree with, but I try to avoid breaking them. I have anxiety over that.
How do you deal with conflict with others?
Oh, I usually avoid it. Like I don't like conflicts. I usually say nothing when someone's like one of my friends who was like angry at me for something, and I just like kept quiet, and I was like, "Are you done talking?" And then I would just like leave. Conflict is not my strength.
Okay.
How do you feel about being told what to do?
I don't like being told what to do. um, if it really depends. Like if like say the director asked all of us actors to clean up and help each other, that makes sense. I would do that. But if they're being bossy or manipulative, I don't like that. I usually just like no.
Have you ever gotten in trouble with that before?
The my director.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten in trouble for like kind of like not following the rules?
No,
Okay.
no. There are certain things though that I will not do, and I tell her right beforehand. It's like there's certain rules I'm not comfortable with, and I won't do it no matter what. But there are certain things that I'm willing to push my comfort zone on. That's pretty much the only like conflicts, I think.
Okay.
What do you think the biggest problem with humanity is?
All the pain and not like understanding each other and just coldness.
How do you go about learning new things?
I like learning new things.
How do you go about it? Like, if you wanted to learn how to do something, how would you go about learning?
That depends. I like to research, and I think I like to research what it is. For my writing, I just wrote. For acting, I just started acting, and then I started actually going a little bit deeper. For writing, I got into writer's guides and learning more about the structure and plot with that. And same with the acting. I joined some acting classes and learned the more technical stuff. For comedy, it just comes naturally for me. But I find there are certain moments, like especially when I'm super perfectionistic, that I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think you're good at telling when somebody's or what? Are you good at determining whether what somebody says is the truth or not? Can you spot, I guess, bullshit, for lack of a better word?
Sometimes.
What do you think is a skill of yours that you think is responsible for your success in acting and directing and all of that?
What's a skill I learned?
No, what is like something you think is part of your personality that allows you to be successful in acting or uh, directing or playwriting? What's the skill of yours you think is like allows you to be better than other people?
I believe it is my creativity and immersion into the character
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so vivid in that.
Mm-hmm.
And the humor when it comes to comedy, like I naturally have a sense of humor. So I think that helps too with my writing and in my acting.
Mm-hmm.
What is the or what do you believe is the most important, or what is, geez, can't even read my own question. What do you believe is the most important thing to you when you make a decision in life?
My values. Decisions are hard though. Certain decisions are hard for me. Like trying to I haven't gotten a computer because I can't decide which one. It's been like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But things like when it comes to my values, it's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So you find it difficult to make a decision on like making a choice, I guess, of what to buy, but not necessarily in what to do.
For those certain things. Yes.
Are you concerned with like saving money or or getting the best value or?
Like everything. Like I don't want to buy something and realize like, oh, this isn't what I want. I want it to be perfect. So I won't have to buy it again. And also I don't like spending things unless I know I want it because once I have something, I have a hard time getting rid of it. So yeah.
Wow.
How do you handle chaos in your life?
It used to be daydreaming. That was my way to like get out of the real world and just escape that pain. But one time when someone like bashed my novel, I went into extremely destructive bad habits of going onto social media, and I developed a lot of physical issues from that. And I was like, huh.
Hmm.
I usually try to with writing, like you have to expect that people are gonna critique your novel to help you get better. But when someone says something like, oh, this is awful, that's when it's like I couldn't handle that. It felt like I was like the worst writer in the world.
And what are some things that cause you to feel stressed out?
Conflicts, um, like the rules, like if I'm afraid like I might accidentally break them, like when I'm filling out forms, I try to be as accurate as possible. And it's like, oh. um Another thing, just like I have a lot of anxiety anyways. Like
Mm. You know they say a lot of anxiety comes from focusing on the future. You see yourself doing that a lot?
yeah, I do focus on the future. Um it's hard to explain what exactly goes in my mind, but
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know.
Okay. Um,
And
you have any siblings?
Yes, one brother.
How's your relationship with them?
Um Pretty okay. um I don't know how to explain it.
Mm, that's all. Um,
do you find it easy to talk to strangers other than being shy, like in small groups
In
or?
small groups, usually, yeah. When it's big groups, not so much. No.
What do you consider to be the most important thing in life besides friends and family?
Personally, I think it's not everyone would agree with me, but a relationship with God.
Well, um, hmm, let me think here. How do you feel about holidays? What's your favorite holiday?
Um, I love my birthday and I love Christmas.
Why you like your birthday?
My mom always gave me birthday parties and stuff, and it just feels like I'm treated special when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel appreciated.
Yes.
Okay. So if you had to choose between deep respect or appreciation, which one would you rather take? Appreciation or respect? And why?
Oh, that's hard. Those are so closely related.
Mm-hmm.
Could you give some examples?
Respect. So for me, I like respect more than admiration because uh respect kind of has a little bit of fear to me in it, you know. Uh but admiration is just like people admire you for what you do, they like what you do, stuff like that. But respect means to me it's kind of like it has more of a I don't know. It's hard to say. Shelly, you have anything? Break it down.
What for that? All I
Yeah.
can do is give an analogy. Like if you're, you know, constantly doing something for other people, and what would you prefer? Would you prefer, like, you know, them to treat you with respect, or to just be appreciative and let you know that they appreciate what you're doing?
That's hard. I like both.
If you had to choose one, which one would you lean more to?
Man. I do like respect because just
Mm-hmm.
I care what people think about me, I guess you could say. Admiration, like I'm thinking more of like my stories and novels and stuff. So that's more of a personal level for me.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing me as an example, like some kind of inspiration. Oh, that's hard.
Oh, that's fine. Um, if you were to live in any time period, where would you want to live and why?
Oh, if I could live in any what?
Time period.
Time period. I really love the 1700s, but I don't like how guys treated women at that time. If it didn't involve that, I'd probably time travel there. I really got into the Revolutionary War. I read a book called Back to Power of Year, and it really got me into it. Time travel books are fascinating.
Does it bother you if you do something for other people and they complain about it? Or do you think that would bother you? I'm not sure if it's ever happened to you.
Probably. I mean, especially if like I put my heart into it, it'd be like, oh, this was supposed to make you feel happy.
Yeah, yeah, we know what you are, by the way. Just I'm still curious to ask questions. Do you ever feel like you have imposter syndrome? And what is it about? It's
Imposter syndrome, 100%. Yes, 100%.
so, yeah. If you could elaborate.
It's kind of like when I feel like, can I do this? I'm not sure if I can do this. And what if people think I'm horrible at this or something like that? If yeah.
Okay. Let's try to stretch it out a little bit longer here. Let's see. What is your idea on intelligent design? Let's just take it outside of this. I was talking to somebody last night, and she was telling me that, you know, we might possibly live in a simulation. What are your thoughts on that?
Intelligent design, do you mean like robots?
No, kind of like, so there's like a theory, I forget exactly what the theory is called, but it's on like basically the human world is a simulation game. What do you think about that? Because, you know, we were talking about it last night, and everything you break down to some degree has like a system behind it. So it's kind of,
I've never heard of that before. Never heard of that before.
you never notice, like, even on a like subatomical level, that like even atoms behave in a systematic point of view and things like that. So it's kind of like there's some type of design or something. So we were talking about that last night. So we wanted to see what do you think about that?
I'm not sure how to respond. And do you mean like intelligent design by like God creating the world, or do you mean
Well,
this is a
we could use that. You could use that one. I mean, what do you think about it?
What do I think about it?
What do you think sort
I
of
believe that God created the world and that He created everyone, and that is something that I've ever since I was a kid. When I got to be a teenager, I started looking into more things like world religions and different beliefs, and just to verify like you know, this is what I've always believed in, is it's true. And I began to notice like different things, like languages, like the Bible explains like everything that has happened, like different languages, why we have different languages since the Tower of Babel, and why there's sin, and why we have these whole shape that need God, and why there's so much suffering.
Did you have a good relationship with your parents? Sorry, I think
Yes and no. Yes and no. With my mom, we both have like this personality where we like, I am reserved and I don't like showing my really strong emotions to other people, and I care what they think about me. But with my mom, she was already like barking at me, so I was like, I didn't really care what she thought. And as a teenager, I had a lot of emotions. So yeah, we kind of barked a lot. My dad, he was a lot more calm, and he would try to make the peace with everything. And my brother was the goody good. And so I kind of felt a little jealousy over that. So there was a little bit of that going on.
Do you think you had a lot of
yeah.
similarity with your mother, maybe? Or
yeah, possibly.
I'll let Mercer ask you if he has any.
All right. I feel like it's 29 minutes in. That's pretty long enough. Well, I'm gonna just go down what I got, and I've listed out what I got here. I'm just gonna go down what I got. I know you're recording this as well, right? You're recording this, right? And you're recording this as well, right? Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And your name is Elena, right?
Alina, like you're leaning on something.
Elena. Okay, so first thing I noticed when you got on the call was I love to write, I love to act. That's more FI. I love personality groups, FI. I saw one of my friends writing, then I decided I wanted to do it. That's SENI. I saw someone acting, then I wanted to do it. That's SENI. I can't count on my friends, so that's more of a pragmatic approach. Start small, test out, and keep going. That's progression. Passionate about things. You kept talking about passion. That's FI, and I mean, it's really indicative, like FI child a lot. You learn by doing. It's more of a progression type mindset, not like outcome or control. I want to give a piece of myself to the world. make them laugh, make the pain go away. That's more of an SE experience. So that's SENI again. Make some type of impact in the world. That's SE. What I love to do, FI. You asked for the 3 words. Use humorous, ambitious, and I think
Shy.
shy. So damn, I forgot that. Damn, I put the wrong thing down. And then when you got into the mechanics of how you got into acting and whatever, you talked about the structure and the plots and everything, and more the technical side of things from a systematic point of view. Also, you talked about verifying your beliefs, which would be an indicator of TE parent. They're very responsible with TE, so what they believe. That's why you went on your whole like journey to like verify your beliefs. That'd be another progression. You say it's easy to make decisions when it comes to your values. That's TEFI again. You also talked about what other people think. That's TE. I don't like to show my emotions. INTJs don't like to show their emotions. So, I mean, and then it's kind of weird apparatus with them because they'll say they don't like to show their emotions, but they're some of the most emotional people sometimes. They can be very emotional. FI child can be very emotional.
We trust you.
With that being said, I got you down here as an INTJ.
What'd you type yourself as? Out of curiosity.
What'd you have for yourself?
What?
What did you type yourself?
Me?
Yeah. What did you think your type was?
Oh, INFP.
INFP?
INFP for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope, not in
No.
not in this lifetime.
Yeah, you're INTJ. So INFPs.
What? No way.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. INFPs are informative, so they're very wordy. They're passive. So when INFP talks, they tend to talk about what other people want. Okay, you know the future that you want for yourself, and you're going for that. INFPs will talk about, well, Mercer wants this, Shelly wants this, and being affiliative, doing the right thing. Even though you don't like breaking rules, I think you like breaking rules just because of the consequences of them on that line. But affiliative people like INFPs tend to not want to break the rules at all. One thing I can say is that you have FI child, but you seem to be in the same like lens as kind of like Shelly. I'd probably say you're unconscious focus. INTJ.
Unconscious focus. Could you explain that again? Say
So
that again.
depending on like your nurture and things like that, you can go with like a more subconscious focus, or unconscious focus. What I've noticed from the unconscious focus is they have a better job of controlling the child function. This is what I've noticed. They do a lot better job of controlling the child function. As in subconscious people, they're all about the child function, and a lot of times it can kind of mess up their life. If you notice, a lot of INTJs that I've typed will get so into the child function that they will take admiration from anybody, no matter what it is, just like Mia Khalifa, she did porn, because people made her feel good about porn, it was just that simple.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but but I'm just saying, like, that's an extreme case, but it's another thing of like someone like using the child function too much, and the child function gives us relief, so it's kind of like a drug, but it's not that good of a function. You get what I'm saying? Like that, it's better for you to use your first 2 functions than the child function. It's kind of like it makes you feel good using it, but it's not that good. As in, like the parent function, when you use it, it's really good, but it doesn't feel as good, to use. So, but unconscious people will tend to use their parent functions more. And you talked about that by verifying your beliefs with your TE parent. But INFP is a totally different whole different stratosphere.
Yeah, you like spoke of things in a systematic way, the way you learn things.
That is INTJ. Man, I'm having an identity crisis now. because I always saw myself as an INP. That's so weird. Wow, I don't feel like an INTJ. That's just strange.
I actually have an INFP daughter, and like I think just I can relate a lot to her just because of the FI, you know. But like the things that she does are very impractical in comparison to what I would do. Like even at her age, like I was a very logical, rational child, and she can be very, I guess, focused on her emotions rather than reason. So, and I was also emotional, like as a teenager. I know you mentioned that, but that was definitely something that I went through myself.
If I wanted to be honest, if I dyed your hair black, you would look very similar to Shelly. I'm not even kidding. Like if we dyed your hair black, you look very similar to Shelly. But I mean, I didn't know exactly what you were until you started talking. I just knew the first thing you said was like FI, and then it was like went into a progression there, and then you start saying SENI stuff. Like I saw this, and then I wanted to do this. I saw this, and then I wanted to do this. And that's SENI. INFP would be talking about I did this, I did that. It wouldn't be talking about what other people are doing much, and then wanting to do it because they have what's called SE trickster. So they have the lowest SE that you can have. That's an INFPs and INTPs, the lowest SE, and you seem to be able to use it, SE, you know, here and there to figure out
Yeah,
what you in life.
maybe because I don't know. Like I did do like sports and stuff. I don't know if that's where I got the SE. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I was really into that kind of stuff.
yeah. Sorry to break it to you, you're an INTJ. Congratulations.
Why? What did you, Sally? What did you think I was?
What?
What did you think I was?
I got the same.
Wow.
I mean, you like I said, you were breaking things down, how you would learn them, and how you go about doing things in life, and you were saying things that were systematic. And as far as like not wanting to get in trouble, you know, I
Yeah.
have that same experience. I mean, I like
Wow.
care what other people think, and I don't want them to think badly of me. So, you know, I
I
will.
thought introverted feeling was at the top of my list.
No, you don't like to, I don't know. I guess INFPs don't like to show their emotions as much either, but
Yeah.
like just the way they talk, you would hear it a lot more in your in the things that you say if that was your primary function. Where you said something, I don't have paper in front of me now. Sorry, I'm trying to sweep and talk. Darn. Sorry. You said something about the future when you were talking. Just basically shows that you're like thinking ahead of, you know, what's to come. Which is not any.
So INFPs would also have NI critic, so they kind of get a lot of anxiety towards the future. Like not like anxiety, like they're almost like scared of the future. Like they're always kind of like a little bit scary of the future. My best friend's an INFP. She's always like kind of like scared of the future. And I'm like, yo, we got this. Like, you know, this it is what it is. We got this.
Sorry. Your thing that where you were saying that you're gonna be horrible at something and like being shy, like your reason for being shy. That's SE inferior.
Shelly's an INTJ, by the way.
I'm also shy. I can't like. I used to do the same thing. I used to like write to relieve my anxiety, and I had a bad experience, so that I stopped doing that. But I lost my train of thought. Geez, what was I saying?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying. I was talking about like experiencing, I guess, stress in life and like your outlet for that. Like, that doesn't necessarily like. I know that might look like something an INFP would do, I guess, or even an ISFP, but I don't know. My experience in life, anyways.
Well, you have any questions for us? I love answering questions.
I seem to go on a lot of tangents. Isn't that like NE, like connecting things with each other? That's one reason why I thought it could have been an INFP.
You're
And
subconscious focused.
what?
Subconscious focused. So you're
Unconscious,
unconscious focused. Sorry, you're
ENTP.
so you just use NE and TI more than other people. So like that's
I
why I was
use
asking you if you can tell when people are telling the truth or what they're saying, if it's true or not. TI critic would be able to kind of pick logical inconsistencies out of what somebody says. So if somebody's saying something that's not true, like depending on your base of knowledge, you would be able to spot it easier. Like I could tell my INFP daughter anything and she would just believe everything I say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's super gullible.
Oh,
Gullible.
sometimes I do, but then like other times, like
Yeah. I'm, but probably blows your mind, but yeah, you're an INTJ. Yeah, pretty easy to see. I'm being honest with you. Pretty easy to see. Um, any other questions?
no, I guess not. How is it that like I feel like a feeler, but I'm actually have like, is
Mhm.
it why is it that I feel like a feeler, but my thinking, my TE, like I feel like I'm like awful, like I'm slow at things, which is another reason why I thought I was an INFP.
So INTJs have what is called FI child, okay? And remember I told you earlier, it's like FI child's in the third spot. So it's a thing that you like to use to get relief from life, okay? So you can get in the habit of using FI because it gives you relief. But it's not really that great of a function for you. As in for an INFP, it's that's their home. Um, for you, it's just a relief function, and it's on the axis with your TE as well. So it's kind of like you're going between both at the same time. And you can kind of use either TE or FI to make a decision.
Mhm.
But like I said, FI tends to give you relief, so you can feel a lot more emotional than you would normally be. Like myself, I'm an ENTJ, so I'm not really that emotional at all. And that's because my TE and FI are on totally different opposite sides. I have TE in the first spot, FI in the bottom spot. So I hardly will make a decision using TE. But as opposed to somebody like yourself, you have TE in the second spot and FI in the third spot. So you can kind of use both. You know what I'm saying? So you would be a lot more emotional than a lot of INTJs are more emotional than they like to put off.
Huh.
I have to tell Shelly all the time about um, some of her FI decisions or whatnot, even though she can give you like one of the best spot advices ever, but then she will get caught into her own FI stuff sometimes. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? But it's
So what am I doing in the land of NI? Because I always thought I was NE.
and I is just knowing your own future, knowing what you want,
Yeah.
knowing what you're
Hmm.
going for. You know what you want. You know what you're going for. NE is more of knowing what other people want, talking about other possibilities, things like that. But NI is pretty much knowing your future, knowing what's the best path forward for you, knowing what's the best path you're gonna take.
Hmm.
And that's what you're talking about when you're talking about acting. You're not pretty much talking about anyone else's future, anyone's else's. You're like, this is what I'm gonna be doing 10 years from now. When I actually think what you're gonna be 10 years from now, you're like, I'm gonna be doing this, 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 this. You had a very clear vision of what you were gonna be doing. As in,
Oh, I thought it was just like, and I was like predicting things or something.
So I think for myself, it's like seeing the consequences of what's going to happen. Like you see, if X happens, Y is going to be the result. And like
Mhm.
even in the most simplistic things, like a phone call, making a dentist appointment for my two kids, like I knew one was going to feed off of the other's emotions. So when I was making the appointments, I stopped them and asked them to reverse them and put them in the opposite order so that the one that was going to react if she saw the other was first. I mean, it can just be little things. My son was like being mean to my bird, and I was telling him what the consequences of that was going to be. I mean, I think they like blow it up to where they're making INTJs sound like they're, you know, fortune tellers or something. When,
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being able, I mean, it's the ability to kind of see what's coming forward, or just to notice a pattern or something. It just comes out of nowhere sometimes. It could be as simple as an aha moment. That's in a simplistic form. It's an aha, but then it could go into like transforming yourself, transforming your thinking and whatnot. That's the more advanced level of NI. Everybody can kind of get aha moments, but the higher tier of NI users can transform themselves to meet the demand of what they want to be. So like, let's say for instance, for myself, I am a NI in the parent slot, which is also really strong. If I decided I'm going to do something, I will slowly start transforming into being that person or whatever I'm setting out to be. It's kind of to that degree. So you would say, for example, would be you're talking about acting and whatnot. You're slowly becoming that person through your NI. You're slowly becoming that person, whether you notice it or not. It's slowly transcribing into your life. As for myself, kind of being like a leader, a conqueror, whatnot. I've always wanted to do that since I was a kid. So it's just natural for me to be like who I am now. You know, I'm 250 pounds, I lift weights, you know, like I'm successful and stuff like that. But that started way back there when I was a kid with my NI. See what I'm saying? And it just slowly transformed me into that, into what I wanted. So like NI is slowly transforming you into what you want and the path that you want to go forward with. So yeah.
Thank you guys for all your information.
No problem. We're in the group, so you can ask other INTJs, and the Jordan's one. Thomas is also one. Amy Sup is one as well. And you can kind of chat with them. I guarantee you'll find a lot of similarities. I would do it just to pick their brain because, you know, Shelly may be able to tell you something that maybe caused her a minor setback that you can avoid by learning from her. So I would reach out to the other INTJs and see what they say. We do have INFPs in the group.
It's gonna take a while to get used to. I'm still second guessing it.
Okay. We have other INFPs in the group as well. You could talk to them if you want. One of our moderators' name is Cody. He's an INFP. You can talk to Cody. He's an INFP. My best friend Nima Patel. She's also a moderator. You can talk to her as well. She's an INFP. You'll notice a difference. It's a huge difference. But look into it and then get back to us and see if you agree. But yeah.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.